Alright everybody, welcome to After the Flash Wintertide. I'm on vacation right now, so the quality might not be that good, but I did want to make this video just in case there's all the other people. Also, happy holidays to everyone, and a happy new year. By the time you're watching this, it'll probably be the new year. So, After the Flash Wintertide, we start with the world has been decimated by the nuclear war in the year 2071. Now known as the Flash, nobody is sure how many people died in the Flash, but far more people lost their lives in the chaos that followed. So there was this huge nuclear war, as you all know, and if you're wondering where this is actually taking place, this is going to be the north of Ohio on two islands in the middle of Lake Erie. Alright, that's where they decided to make the setting. There's all these different areas. You have after the Flash Rain, after the Flash Mirage. I don't know if it's in time periods. I'm kind of new to the lore. I'm just doing what I researched. You can correct me in the comments. I'll respond. Not gonna feel bullied, just saying. But that's my theory. Alright, I don't know with all this other stuff. I just think it's based off of locations that they're doing right now. Could be totally wrong. Don't take me on that though. For the past 90 years, the Flash world has been ruled by relentless bandit gangs, nightmarish mutants, and overzealous militias. So, if you didn't know, you can now roleplay as a mutant. So all you mutant players, it's your time. I did have a guy in my comments section who was like, I made a huge monkey suit. Shout out to that guy. I don't know your name. I don't know if I'll be able to edit this, but if I give this to my editor, you can obviously cut all this out. Then here you go. You're on the screen. In the year 2161, there exists a set of two islands in Lake Erie. As I was telling you, they are called the Sunrise Islands. These are the two islands I was telling you earlier about in the middle of Lake Erie, north of Ohio. They're basically called the Sunrise Islands. Even though it's not much of a sunrise since it's snowy, kind of fits the theme. On the North Island, there exists mostly the USRF and a few bandit groups. So if you guys are wondering what the USRF are, I will help you out. The USRF stand for the United States Reclamation Force. They're the Lakeside Division. The USRF is the faction which owns the most territory on the North Island, with its headquarters being a small complex atop Black Mountain. So I guess that's the huge mountain on our map over here. I don't know if I could find it right now, but if I do, I will point it out. The USRF's parent faction is the Northeast Union, one of the many self-proclaimed true USA alliance unions. In the post-Flash world, they get their orders and supplies from them. Progress has been slow on gaining ground in the Great Lakes region, and the local USRF troops, who live on Black Mountain, are having particularly trouble advancing in the Erie region due to their complex trade relationship with Bardstown. The Lakeside Division troops are being pressured to gain around or else be restationed to the Army warfront against the Southern Union, but advancing in any direction means violence against the locals. So they're trying to advance, but the locals, if they fight back, then it's just gonna be an all-out fight. So the USRF, good and bad guys, depending on how you look on it. On the South Island, there exists a wide region of factions. From the alumni to the mutant survivors, right in the middle of it all is Bardstown. So Bardstown, I've made a video on it. It's this floating city that is built atop a barge and still capable of moving itself along the lake. This is literally the story of Lake Erie. Alright, so this Bardstown, maybe we'll see it move to other parts of the lake, and maybe we'll see different areas discovered. Who knows? That would be really cool. But back to all these groups. So we have the alumni, and the alumni is a faction which resides in the old college area of the South Island. They tend to base their hierarchy around pre-war college, Greek life, donning Letterman jackets, almost as if they're uniforms. Before Bardstown rolled, having border disputes is what they were having with the local USRF. Although not quite lethal, skirmishes yet, since then, things have cooled down. The alumni keep their compendium well guarded, and only trusted allies and alumni are allowed within the sanctum. They are the defenders of pre-war knowledge and are obsessed with technology as symbols of status. So now we're going to talk about the South Point State. South Point State is one of the few post-Flash factions which creates a thriving atmosphere for mutants. So, if you're a mutant, South Point State, kind of welcoming, I'm not going to lie. Would recommend it. 5-star rating. Don't know yet. It is a tiny alliance of villages based on South Sunrise Island and the northern shores of Ohio. The mutants of the post-Flash world have endured unspeakable hardships at the hands of normal humans, but the Eldritch mutants have done the same to humans at every turn, especially during the Rad Storm era. For the most part, they just want to live. Some of the South Point mutants want more, however. That is actually very interesting. We should get more insight on that. If any of the devs are watching, or admins, or Chad, more insight. We need more insight on that. So the Flash, alright, this is for everybody new coming into the whole, after the Flash series. First time newbies, rookies, anything. So the Flash, the time before the Flash was largely peaceful. Much of the historical points in time before the Flash are unknown by your everyday wastelander. However, certain key elements remain known. Land was annexed as new states, there was an Atlantic Union trade zone, Africa had an economic boom. That's actually pretty impressive. Human AI had just become believable. Space elevators were built. Space elevator. Wait, what? I didn't even know that. Space elevators were built, etc. The US was largely isolationist and peaceful before the 2060s, but a dirty nuke was detonated in San Francisco, which drove the US into a vengeful, imperialistic frenzy in the 2060s. Culminating in an apocalyptic nuclear war in the year 2071, most in hindsight say it was World War III. Some older folks say it started in Africa. Some say it started after the economic collapse in East Asia. Most just have conspiracy theories and lay blame on every pollution, not including their own. Now we're going to learn about the Northeast Union, alright? Coming up on this, like, mineshaft. This actually looks pretty cool. Oh, hey, there's another man. Hello, big man. I don't know about you, but I am recording a video right now. Northeast Union, NEU. The NEU is one of the many colossal post-Flash factions. There's also the Southern Union, the Pacific Union, and the Texan or Midwest Union. All lay claim to being the true USA, and each have their own unique political beliefs and structuring. However, the NEU in particular controls the US capital and state of Douglas. It is an open war with the Southern Union, however, also has occasional skirmishes with the Midwest Union. That's the NEU. Rewatch that as many times as you want. I don't know if that's the Tesla truck, but it's actually pretty cool. So now we're going to learn about the Red Storm era. As mentioned in the first post-Flash world consists of a few eras. The nuclear winter era is roughly 2071 to 2112. The Red Storm era overlaps with that from 2072 to the mid-2140s. The current era has been jokingly christened as nuclear summer. The Red Storm still occasionally blow around the continental US. Most say the Red Storm era is still going strong. The nuclear winter era, including the Flash, caused an estimated 9.2 billion deaths. Humanity has boomed. The mutants, Eldritch mutants. So, mutants, listen up. This is for you right now. This is going to be important, alright? The mutants of the post-Flash world are considered by some to be a separate species, although both humans and mutants intermingle in some occasions. Mutants are born as mutants, although hearsay exists of humans becoming infected. They tended to have skin colored in varying shades of green. The life of a mutant in the post-Flash world is bitter, with most human factions having deep disdain or hostility for them. The Crater Zone, what's left after the series of animator bombs hit nearby cities, has numerous abandoned villages, where human groups swept through and killed all on sight. Aww, it's kinda sad though, I'm not gonna lie. Mutants are born with a mutant clock, which causes them to go into stasis. When it strikes 0, the clock is random for every individual. Some enter stasis at age 2, some at age 60, etc. Depending on the age of the mutant, when they enter stasis, they emerge roughly 2 weeks later as Eldritch mutants. These new mutants are almost completely feral, violent, and non-sentient. You are gonna become a non-sentient being, which is actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, but also very horrifying. However, oddly enough, most of the time retain their peaceful bonds with their pre-status friends and family. That's interesting. Sometimes acting as twisted defensive golems for their pre-stasis village, there are stories of Eldritch mutants entering an unknown second or even third levels of stasis, but those are assumed to just be scary stories. Beware of Marrow. Beware of Marrow, that is something that I would like to get more insight on. We gotta research Beware of Marrow. But unfortunately, that's gonna be it. I hope all of this helped you all, these new players. I hope this all helped you, and welcome to the community. You have made it in. This video, you should not mess up anything. If you do, then just rewatch the video over and over again. This is like the cheat sheet for a study guide. I'm literally just reading it out to you. Alright? Anyways, I'm Bone and Jack. aka Jake Bones, and After the Flash, and I will see you all in the next video. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. See you later, Stormers.